Hello everyone, welcome to Gyan Bodh Academy. This is the 10th video of NCERT series class 6 that we are doing, and in this video we will study chapter 10 which is motion and measurements of distance. तो बात करते हैं मोशन को हिंदी में कहते हैं गति एंड मेजरमेंट ऑफ डिस्टेंस. मेजरमेंट मीन्स व्हाट? व्हेन यू आर मेजरिंग समथिंग, मतलब आप किसी चीज़ को नापते हो. डिस्टेंस को कैसे नापेंगे, दिस वी विल स्टडी. तो अब इसमें फॉर एग्जांपल दे आर आस्किंग कि आप समर हॉलीडेज़ में जाते हो अपने नानी के घर या कहीं भी, तो व्हाट डू? यू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी. फॉर एग्जांपल यू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम योर होम टाउन टू द सिटी और अ प्लेस जहाँ पे आपकी नानी का घर है. सो दिस इज़ लाइक द डिस्टेंस दैट यू ट्रैवल्ड हियर. हाउ विल यू मेजर दैट डिस्टेंस? एंड द मोड्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट्स आर ऑल्सो डिफरेंट. कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ़ यू वॉन्ट टू go to a nearby park, you may prefer bicycle, but if you want to go to two different cities, will you prefer bicycle? No, you will go through a car or a bike, electric bike. Or if you want to go from one country to another, probably you will prefer aeroplane. So the distance varies with the mode of distance is same. The mode of transport also varies according to the distance. This is what we mean. और पुराने ज़माने में क्या होता था? This is the evolution कि how we used to travel by foot. Then the wheel was invented. Then bullock carts came. Then bicycle. Then engine was invented. And then today we know कि we have been far developed. Today we use aeroplanes, buses, trains, etc. etc. 1900, it was the year 1900 that saw the development of aeroplanes. और उसके बाद फिर electric trains, monorail, supersonic airplanes, spacecraft. These are the contribution of 20th century. मतलब these came later. So now बेसिक मेजरमेंट से विल स्टार्ट कि कैसे हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे. तो फॉर एग्जांपल दिस टेबल, बेसिकली वी आर स्टार्टिंग इट फॉर द कॉम्पिटिशन पर्पसेस, सो वी विल नॉट गो थ्रू एवरीथिंग दैट इज रिटन इन द टेक्स्ट बुक. वी विल गो थ्रू व्हाट आर द important parts. So here मेजरमेंट ऑफ डिस्टेंस. सो हाउ विल यू मेजर? तो मेजरमेंट के लिए हमेशा एक यूनिट बनता है. यूनिट, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द यूनिट्स? फॉर एग्जांपल इफ़ यू वांट टू मेजर अ क्लोथ or the table that is mentioned, that is shown in the picture कि here with a hand span they are measuring the table. So it's like also many girls have experienced this कि in Hindi we call it bitta, कि एक बित्ता दो बित्ता. So that's how you measure clothes. पुराने ज़माने में भी ऐसे ही होता था, बट इट वॉज़ वेरी इनकन्वीनियंट बिकॉज एवरीबडीज हैंड्स आर नॉट ऑफ इक्वल साइजेस एंड इट वेरीज. सो हैंड्स एंड फुट का साइज़ वेरी करता है. सो तो इसके लिए क्या करें अब कि अगर सबका हाथ एक जैसा नहीं है, देन वी विल डू सम स्टैंडर्ड मेजरमेंट कि 1 सेंटीमीटर या 1 मीटर है तो दैट 1 मीटर इज़ इक्वल फॉर एवरीबडी, नो मैटर हाउ स्मॉल और बिग योर हैंड्स आर. So there is a standard, or we were very advanced from in this technology, we can say, because Indus Valley civilization, that was the most ancient civilization. In that era also we used to have these standard measurements. Or here in India, on international level, which is SI units, international system of units we have developed, or this is in short form it is called SI unit. On the SI unit of length is meter, 1 meter. And now what is meter? तो हमेशा you have to remember कि unit is always written in two digits, we can say, not digit, two terms. The first term is a digit and the second term is an alphabet. For example, this is standard unit is meter. So how many meters? So you will say कि for example the sari is 6 meters long. So 6 is the numeric and meter is the unit. So unit is always in two terms. So the first is numeric and the second is the alphabet or the meter. Or if you'll divide, 1 meter is divided into 100 equal divisions, and these are called centimeters. So you just remember it. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter, and that's how it is. 1 femtometer is also there, so it is 10 to the power 15 centimeter. uh, 1 kilometer equally, so 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. Now the correct measurement of length. अब daily life में various type of measuring devices are used. For example, this scale you can see, or if you have been to a farm or a real estate place, you must have noticed that long inch tape that we carry with us. So it is a very, because you want to measure the whole kattha or the whole farm, so you can't use this scale. So 1 inch is used, inch tape, which is called. Another tailor here, everybody is measuring the tailored. So how do you measure it? From one end to another. This is very basic thing. Now for example, now the difference comes when you have to measure the curved line. So for example, this curved line you have to measure. Then how will you measure? This scale is sufficient? No. Then what do? Then you take a thread, you just shape it like that shape, and then you straighten it and measure it. That's how you can get the curved line ka measurement. Now here is moving things around us. How things move. So this is what we were talking about, measurement of distance. For example, in the morning you go from your home to school by bus. So what you did, you moved from your home to bus and you have traveled a certain distance. So this distance is, the bus has moved you. So we will measure this distance, ki how many kilometers is your school from your home. So objects at the rest and object in the motion. So there are different type. For example, your house is not moving, you are moving. You can move your table from here to there. The clock is always moving. The hands in the clock always move. Objects in motion is like the clock is not moving, but the hands of the clocks are moving. So this is how you can see ki ocha clock is in the rest, hands are in the motion. A flying bird, or even you are walking, so that is also a kind of motion. So we will discuss ki there are two kinds of motion. Also the ant is moving. So there are so many things which are moving, and this is the motion. Now we get it, what is motion and types of motion. Motion is basically movement. So you just make a flow chart or a mind map in your brain ki you just write motion and divide it into two parts. One is rectilinear, one is circular motion. Rectilinear is what? Like this you have seen in the photo, the bus is moving straight from one point to another. It is not curving or taking U-turn or moving in the circle. No, when it is rectilinear, linear, एक line में they are moving, then it is rectilinear. Or you must have seen in your sports day the march past that happens. So everybody moves in a line. There is a uniform motion. Uniform, non-uniform motion is a different thing. Here we are talking about rectilinear. So it is line में जब move करते हैं. So this is rectilinear motion. And circular motion is that here we can see the fan. The most basic example is your ceiling fan. It always moves in circle. Or the ghirni, I don't know what is it called in English. Ghirni, that kids play that with that toy, na? That I can't remember it. So the bullock cart, not that cart, your ceiling fan we are talking about. Ki ceiling fan always moves in a circular motion. So there are two kinds of motion. One is rectilinear and one is circular motion, or the fans ka blade where you are seeing. So there are so many types of motion that we will study in the further classes. And then this is another periodic motion and non-periodic motion. So for periodic motion, the best example is a pendulum. So periodic motion means what? When the same activity is repeated at the same intervals. For example, here the bob of the pendulum is at the middle position and it moves to the right side and the left side, it comes again and it does the same every time. So it is being repeated at a regular period. So this is periodic motion. And non-periodic matlab you are going anywhere, coming from anywhere, it is not periodic. So this is not periodic motion. So the pendulum is in the motion, it is periodic motion. A branch of tree which is moving through to and fro, that is also periodic. आगे जा रहे पीछे आ रहे. Just imagine the swing, बस जो झूला झूलते हैं, or the string of the guitar or the tabla, they are all examples of periodic motion. So how many types of motion we have studied? Or the watch, the clock, the hands of the clocks are always moving in the periodic motion, like 1 hour, or every minute the it is moving. So it is also periodic motion. So how many kinds of motions we have studied? We have studied rectilinear, circular, periodic, non-periodic motions. So here what is written: the change in this position can be determined through the distance measurements. This allows us to know how slow or fast the movement is. See, the movement of a snail on the ground, or the butterfly fleeting from flower to flower, or the river flowing. Everybody is moving, but they are moving at different speed, different distance. So this distance has to be measured, or we have to know ki is it circular motion, uniform motion, non-uniform, periodic, or rectilinear. So these are the kind of new words that we have studied. That's it for this video. And in the next video, we'll study chapter 11. Thanks for watching.